Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that can make a huge difference in your VA claim: secondary conditions. You might already have one service-connected disability, but did you know you could potentially unlock even more compensation by connecting other conditions to your service? Secondary conditions are often the hidden goldmine in your VA claim, and they can significantly increase your ratings. In today's video, we'll break down exactly how to connect those conditions, what a solid nexus letter looks like, and how to use your current conditions to get the benefits you deserve. Let's get started. Title: Secondary Conditions, the hidden goldmine in your VA claim. Now, many veterans are familiar with the concept of primary service-connected conditions, things like PTSD, back pain, or hearing loss. But here's where things get interesting: you can also get compensation for secondary conditions. These are conditions that develop as a result of a service-connected disability, and in many cases they can lead to higher ratings and more benefits. The best part? Secondary conditions are often easier to prove than you might think, especially if you know how to document them properly. So, what exactly is a secondary condition? Essentially, it's any condition that is caused or aggravated by a service-connected disability. For example, let's say you have PTSD as a primary condition, and that PTSD is causing you severe migraines. That's a secondary condition. Or, if you have back pain from an injury in service, and that back pain leads to weight gain or sleep apnea, you could connect those secondary conditions to your service as well. The key here is the nexus. You have to prove that one condition is directly linked to the other. Some common secondary conditions include things like migraines secondary to PTSD, sleep apnea secondary to weight gain, GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, secondary to medications you're taking for a primary condition, joint pain or arthritis secondary to a service-connected injury, and depression secondary to chronic pain or a physical disability. Now, to get those secondary conditions approved, you'll need a solid nexus letter. A nexus letter is a letter from your doctor that explains how your secondary condition is caused or aggravated by your service-connected condition. It's one of the most important pieces of evidence in your claim, and without it, your secondary condition might get denied. Here's what a good nexus letter should include: a clear explanation. Your doctor needs to clearly explain how your secondary condition is related to your primary service-connected disability. For example, if you're claiming migraines secondary to PTSD, your doctor should explain how the stress or mental health issues from PTSD can lead to chronic headaches. Medical rationale. The letter should include medical reasoning and references to accepted medical knowledge. It's not just an opinion, it needs to be backed by facts. Linking the conditions. The doctor should explicitly state that the secondary condition is more likely than not caused by or aggravated by the primary condition. The phrase "at least as likely as not" is crucial here, as it indicates a 50-50 chance that the conditions are connected. Here's where it gets interesting. Once you've connected one secondary condition, you can use that condition to unlock even more potential claims. For instance, if you're already service-connected for PTSD and get migraines rated, you might discover that your sleep has been disrupted due to the migraines. This could potentially lead to a claim for sleep apnea secondary to the migraines. By stacking these claims, you're not only increasing your rating, but you're also getting more comprehensive benefits. The more you connect, the higher your overall rating could be. And the VA is all about documentation. So the more evidence you have tying your secondary conditions to your primary disabilities, the stronger your claim becomes. Let's take a look at some real-life examples. Example 1. A veteran is service-connected for PTSD, and over time, they start suffering from frequent migraines. They get a doctor to write a nexus letter explaining that their PTSD is contributing to the migraines. As a result, the veteran gets compensation for both PTSD and the migraines as a secondary condition. Example 1. A veteran is service-connected for PTSD, and over time they start suffering from frequent migraines. They get a doctor to write a nexus letter explaining that their PTSD is contributing to the migraines. As a result, the veteran gets compensation for both PTSD and the migraines as a secondary condition. Example 2. Another veteran has chronic back pain from a service-related injury. Over time, they gain weight and their sleep quality deteriorates. The veteran gets diagnosed with sleep apnea and is able to connect it to their back pain and weight gain, successfully filing a claim for sleep apnea as a secondary condition. Example 3. A veteran takes medication for their service-connected knee injury, and after a few months, they begin suffering from GERD, or acid reflux. The veteran is able to provide evidence from their doctor that the medications they're taking for the knee injury are contributing to the development of GERD, leading to another secondary claim. Each of these examples shows how one condition can lead to another, and how stacking those claims can unlock even more benefits. If you already have one service-connected disability, don't overlook the possibility of secondary conditions. You might be eligible for more than you think. Now let's go over some common mistakes to avoid when filing secondary condition claims. Lack of a nexus letter. A lot of veterans think they can just connect conditions on their own without a doctor's support, but without a solid nexus letter, your claim is much more likely to be denied. Not connecting the dots. It's important to show how your conditions are related. For example, if your knee injury is leading to back pain, you need to explain that connection and get the right evidence. Lack of a nexus letter. A lot of veterans think they can just connect conditions on their own without a doctor's support. But without a solid nexus letter, your claim is much more likely to be denied, not connecting the dots. It's important to show how your conditions are related. For example, if your knee injury is leading to back pain, you need to explain that connection and get the right evidence. Ignoring secondary conditions. Sometimes veterans don't realize that their current disabilities are leading to new conditions. Always be on the lookout for secondary conditions that might be related to your primary disabilities. By avoiding these mistakes and following the steps we've covered today, you'll have a much stronger chance of successfully claiming secondary conditions and getting the compensation you deserve. So, to recap, secondary conditions are a powerful way to increase your VA rating and unlock more benefits. By properly documenting your conditions, building a solid nexus letter, and connecting your current disabilities to new conditions, you can significantly improve your chances of getting the compensation you deserve. Don't overlook secondary conditions. This could be the key to unlocking more benefits for you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more VA claims tips. And as always, if you've got any questions or want to share your experience with secondary conditions, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Visual closing screen with the text. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more VA claims tips.